I still get butterflies when I go out and play a show. It's not really nervousness, it's excitement. It's the collective energy of everybody coming together, the band, the audience, everybody, and it lifts everything up to a different place. The audience conveys things to me, and then I feed it back to them, and then they feed it back to me. It's absolutely electric. And we all walk away from the show feeling that we've been through something together. And to me, that's what a live show is about. You find a passion in life, and that's what you do. You know, I just fell in love with the sound of the horn. I fell in love with the simplicity of the instrument. It just seemed like the path that was already determined for me. It seemed like where I needed to go. I mean, I went to the Eastman School of Music and I learned how to play classical music. I was signed as a songwriter to Lorimar, to Warner Chappell. Everybody who was anybody was on that label. Foreplay was on there, George Duke, Boney James, Kirk Whalum, Norman Brown. I toured with Rod Stewart for a few years and played with lots of different artists like Joe Cocker, and I toured with Sade. I've recorded with Tina Turner and Tom Petty, and I used to play with War. I think it's coming on close to 20 years that I've been doing this, and so grateful for that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of being able to show up, and I think there's no substitute for hard work. I think a sad piece of music is a sad, emotional piece of music no matter who's listening. And whereas an uplifting, happy piece of music, and on the most simplistic level, is going to reach people and touch people that way no matter who you are or where you're from, what language you speak, what color you are. I'll give you an example. When I first moved to Los Angeles, the only gigs that I could get to earn money and pay my rent, and I enjoyed every one of them, were Latin band gigs in East LA, and I would be the only white person in a Latin club, and I never had an issue, and I was accepted, and I was, loved. In that respect, I think music is the universal language. Music is such a beautiful, abstract way of expressing yourself. I like to think about notes and phrases and things like that, like tools, like a tool, like a mechanic's approach. Like the notes are individual words in a sentence, and you use the sentence as a phrase, and a phrase you use to make a paragraph, which might be a song, and then the song goes on to be a part of a record, which could be the book. Writing songs about people, places, things in my life. That's basically the inspiration. Let's just take, for example, Emma's song, okay? And this is an example of a song that came about because of a life experience. I was working on a record, Kisses in the Rain, with Paul Braun and Ricky Peterson, who plays keyboards with David Sanborn. And right in the middle of the creative process, my daughter was born. 7 weeks early. It was absolutely a shock. And Emma was in NICU, so she was in an incubator because she was having a lot of trouble. She was 4 pounds. And I walked in, and Paul and Ricky were sitting there, and they must have seen something on my face, because they said, why don't we write a song for Emma? Let's write a song. And we started working on it, and Ricky, God bless him, man, he just sat down and played this beautiful, simple little thing. And I just played through it. And the first time I played through it, this beautiful melody came out, and I was just close my eyes and picture her laying there. And what had just happened is, okay, she's just born, and she's on, the respirator and all that stuff. And we don't know. You don't know what's going to happen when somebody's 4 pounds and they're 7 weeks early. And the nurse had said to me, listen, you go in, talk to her, and she'll recognize your voice. And I thought, how is she so, but I went in and I said, Emma, it's Daddy. And this is the first time she opened her eyes, just a little bit, opened her eyes, and then closed her eyes. But it was like, and that's what I was picturing when I started to play. When I get away from music for any length of time, I get uncentered. I really get uncentered, and I feel like there's a part of me that's not connected, So then I come back in and pick up this piece of plumbing and put some music on and start playing along, play a little jazz, and I always come out, it's like meditation, it really is, it really is. Think about music as the landscape of your life. I mean, there's certain tunes that come on for everybody where you connect it to some memory, some beautiful memory, and all of a sudden, doesn't matter where you are, you're taken out of that, and you're all of a sudden in that beautiful place. And I think that's the key. It comes from the feelings. Once I can let it just relax to that meditational point of being in contact with whatever is in the air at that moment, it kind of comes, it does come.